and I am filming my top 5 Running Man moments of 2018. So it's this year, only this year, not last year, not before that. All right, just this year, 5 episodes. Now, Ahjuxue again, she's also done her own. She's over here. She's also done her own, and so I'm doing mine. And some of ours are gonna match, some of ours aren't. But I think my list is better.
Hell no.
So let's get to it, guys. All right. So my the first episode is episode 387 with the new, because it's the 2018 now, so it's the new members being Somin and Seb or Ahjuxue Chan. The episode's called Locked in Jail, Make Tofu. Now this episode was kind of like a laid back episode, but it was funny. Really, really funny. Aside from their punishments, or fake punishment room, or them having to make tofu, or one of the moments, Kwangsu, he's bad luck. They curse Kwangsu like, "Oh, you're gonna have bad luck for all your 5 future generations." Someone says that, and Kwangsu just goes straight forward. Then I'll just marry you, so that you will be bad luck together. And everyone's like, "What?" And Jisu's like, "I reject this marriage." But my favorite moment of that episode came from at the end, after everyone's leaving, and Haha decides to troll Kwangsu. He used this moment to troll Kwangsu, and he's like, this is what happens when you decide to be bad, so be good, okay? And Kwangsu is like, save me. He's like, I'm gonna try. And Kwangsu gets, I think at this point, Kwangsu had it. Like, he had it with the members that whole episode. So, right as Haha walks away, Kwangsu, like, gives him the bird, like, flips him off. Straight up, just gives him the bird. And it's never been done before. And he just did it, and they had to censor it out. And then, Haha comes back with a box of tofu. And he was gonna give it to Kwangsu. And Kwangsu, like, does it and flips him off again. He's like, boom, flips him off again. And Haha sees it. And Haha's like, "What do you think you're doing?" And Kwangsu was like, "I'm so sorry." That was my favorite moment of that episode, because it was like summing up like how Kwangsu was feeling. The fact that he had to make the tofu by himself for 7 hours. But with each tofu, the members brought to him, and they got him out. They waited for him, and they got him out. So that was very nice of them. But that was a totally funny moment. So the second one is episode 406, called The Family Package Race in the UK. So this one was an episode that was a part of like this full-on like multiple episode saga in which the Running Man, they had been trying out, called a Family Package Race, and they were doing like tons of other races, but I really liked the one that they were in the UK. Kwangsu, they had to go wing walking. It was Kwangsu and Jae-suk, Somin, Dahae, and Sangyeop, and Sukjin. They all lost, and they all had to go do the wing walk. I think only Jae-suk, Kwangsu, and Dahae did it. Everybody else got free. But that was a real cool moment when they went and did the wing walking. Kwangsu had to do the hardest level, and he couldn't do it. I think he was gonna pass out, and he had gotten to the point where like he was like, oh, he couldn't move. So it was great that the pilot, he knows, he knows limitations. So like Kwangsu didn't even get to do all of it, and he brought him back down, but he was a mess because he put like the anti-anxiety medicine in his mouth, and when you're flying up there, you can't move. His mouth is like opening, so he's got like all the saliva from his medicine all on his face. It was hella gross. But not just that, Jae-suk did it, and it was really cool to see Jae-suk did it, even though he was scared as heck. Let's see what else happened in that episode.
Their face.
Oh yes, so even though there was real cool moments like that, my favorite part of that episode was they had to play the quiet game, the no laugh game. And Running Man had done this before multiple times, but this is with the dirtiest players. You see, like, this isn't with Kim Jong-kook, who's fair and just mean, or Ji-hyo, who's fair, haha, or anything. This is with Jae-suk, Suk-jin, Kwang-soo, and Sung-min, the 4 dirtiest players of Running Man. Now, you add in Sang-yo, who's also just as dirty as they are, and you add in Dae-hye, who's a tryhard, then you just create the worst time to play that game. I mean, they were playing that game, and they had like they were trying to make each other laugh. And Suk-jin came out, and he made he came out, and then Kwang-soo already had left, so Sung-min wanted to laugh, but she couldn't. So she took a picture of him, and Kwang-soo, the moment Kwang-soo came out, she showed it to Kwang-soo, and Kwang-soo laughed, and he had to go back as soon as he came back out. So Jason came out, and like Sung-min couldn't hold him more, so she burst out laughing, and she left. So Jae Suk-jin took a picture, and they started like destroying everybody with it. And then Kwang-soo, because he kept dying, he kept having to go back there. He got frustrated, so he went all out. He painted his face completely blue, like Avatar blue, you know. And he came out, and the game was over. They finished already, and then he came out. And they were like, we're done. We're not playing anymore. And he was like, Juju? And he was like, I'm so mad right now. But his face was drying up from the paint, so he couldn't move his face. And that part, like, truly, during their family package race, it was all about that group. Like, that group just totally made it worth it. So this is my third one, episode 415, along with the Running Gods. Now, in this episode, this was kind of like a promotional, Running Man promotional, you know, thing for the movie along with the Gods. But the 2 favorite moments of this episode came from about like halfway through and then the end. The halfway through marker, they were Running Man. They had to do like they had to do a mission about pull-ups while getting tickled or doing hula hoops or something like that. But they had to do pull-ups though.
So you jump to see which plate you land on to lunch.
Okay. So I guess she's helping here trying. So they had a swing, and they had to land on an area. Now, everyone knows it's hard for them to do it. Kim Jong-kook, who wanted to be a butt to them and show off, was like, "Oh no, it's easy, you can do it." And he's like, "Oh, swinging," and like they're trying to tickle him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not ticklish, it's just not working." So, Kwang-soo gets annoyed, and Kwang-soo grabs, because Kim Jong-kook wears shorts. And I think this is why he kind of stopped wearing shorts. Not because it got cold. But Kwang-soo grabs his shorts and boom! Pulls his shorts down. And the shorts go down to his ankles. And his underwear.
Is in front of him.
His underwear. Wow! Full shot. And think about it, guys. He's in the swinging position on the pole. So he's like wide open. Everything's open. Sung-min was sitting at the opposite end of the area, so she was looking straight forward at him. And Kwang-soo pulls it. Boom! She got a full frontal shot of his ding dong in his underwear. Everything. And Sung-min, she got so embarrassed, she couldn't say anything. She just turned and laughed to herself. And Kim Jong-kook got so embarrassed. Kwang-soo was like, "Oh, you're so annoying. I just had to do it." That moment, I think that's why Kim Jong-kook stopped wearing shorts. I really think so. Because Kwang-soo did that to him. Now, the end was when they were slapping.
That was the middle.
They were slapping water on people, and Somin was getting the water slap. So Sikjin slaps her really hard with the water, like really, really hard. I felt bad when he did it, and she kind of like played it cool, but everyone was like, "Hey, that's hella mean." So they throw Sikjin against the wall, and they start slapping him with the water, all of them, and Kwangsu slaps him like extremely hard, and then they go, "Who slapped him so hard?" Oh, it's Kwangsu. So they grab Kwangsu, they start slapping him, and then like Sikjin's like, excuse me, Sikjin, he's like, you guys, when you go swimming and you dive in the water and you keep doing it, and eventually you start building up boogers that come out. So he came out, and so after getting slapped in the face with water, booger, like he had like a fat booger come running down his face, and Jason saw it, and Jason tells like the PD's like, take care of him. This is so embarrassing for him. And that was a funny moment, just because you can totally tell that the members are really comfortable with each other and they treat each other as family, and that's totally something family would do. Episode 4th is 426, being Avoid the Thieves. This episode was when Seb said he made his mark in Running Man history. He made his mark. This is the picture, right? Yeah, so at the beginning of the episode, we didn't really get what was going on when they had like these boards out, and it had like a bunch. I had like Jihyo and someone's face on all, like six pictures of their faces. Not Simpson. Those pictures were Jihyo and Somin's face mixed with each of the members. They took like one of their pictures and one of the members' pictures and blended it together for each of them, and every single one of them was funny. And some of them were like, huh. And you never really knew Kim Jong-un and Somin could look so alike. It's very interesting. So there was, for whatever reason, the haha picture they used, he had a mustache. So, the Jihyo and Somin with haha, they all had mustache right here. It was gross. It looked like, if you guys have seen those old Chinese movies, where they have the guy that he goes and plays a woman.
Like Stephen Chow.
Like the Stephen Chow movies and Uncle Tat. He's playing a woman, but he has a mustache. It literally looked like that. And that's all it reminded me of. That was so funny. And then, boom, boom. Seb's picture mixed with theirs was the last one on both of their boards. And that guy's features are so strong, it like overrode the women's faces. And it was on. It looked like it was just Seb. Put makeup on Seb. Put a wig on. And it didn't even look like the women. So afterwards, they have like 4 women guests to show up, and they do the same thing to them. And Seb made his mark by beating out all those women too. And he made his mark officially in Running Man history with that moment of his face like being able to overpower any women's picture. I mean, he made it. I mean, they just look like a bunch of sisters to Seb. If Seb has sisters and they look like him, that's how they all look like. And if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, you can go on the Running Man SBS Running Man Instagram page. They have it. And when you look at, I only warn you guys, it'll burn, the images will burn into your mind if you look at it. You will never be able to unsee it. So that was my favorite moment of that episode. Now, for my last one, which is called Gather Dots to Win Dice Roll. This one, had a lot of funny moments and a lot of really cool, moments. But my favorite was when the members, they kept like at the beginning, because they had to like find out who was behind, like who knew all the answers, and Seb on the first mission, like Seb like kept winning, and then they suspected him, so everyone started blaming him, and they kept blaming him over and over and over and over, and he got so frustrated that when after they blamed him and they put him on the spot, and they found out that he wasn't the person, he blew up, like he exploded. He had enough, and he exploded, and he yelled at everybody. He even yelled at Kim Jong-un. He yelled at Jae-sung. He yelled at So-min and Ji-hyo. Man, he didn't. He wasn't. He was just like mad. He was mad beyond mad, and he was doing the best he could to hide it, that he was pissed off. But he was yelling at everybody. They felt so bad because they blamed him, and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry. We're sorry." And he's like, "Forget you guys." Another one of my moments, my favorite moments was in that episode was at the end, how they were doing the dice roll, and Kwang-soo, being bad luck, he puts all his dots on one side, and like he rolls it, and it goes do 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 do, and Ryman is about to. It literally stops at the one that has all the dots, and then like somehow it rolls away, and he gets 0, nothing. Sukjin won that one literally in 2 tries. It was funny when they were setting up their dices. Kwang-soo asked the PDs, "Can we put all on one side?" They're like, "Yeah." So he just said, "Screw it." He put all on one side. And Sukjin like looked over and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do that too." So he puts it all on one side and he wins. He gets it twice and it's over. It was like 20 dots, I think, on the first try, and then 20 dots again. And everyone was like, "Hey!" So that was like Sukjin had finally won an episode in like forever, and Kim Jong-hyuk was the loser at the end. So they got to splash water on each person. The members through the ranking at the end, they got to splash water on the person below them. So Sukjin being at the top, he got to pour like a little glass of water on Ji-hyo. Then Ji-hyo got haha, and she poured like another cup or something like that. And then it went from haha to Jae-suk, and Jae-suk to I think to Seb, and Seb to So-min, and So-min to Kwang-soo, and Kwang-soo to Kim Jong-hyuk. Well, Kwang-soo got the damn bucket for Kim Jong-hyuk, and he grabs it. He just whoop. And Kim Jong, they're like, "Yeah, you shouldn't have done that. He's gonna remember it." So Kwang-soo did. He immediately goes and apologizes. But that episode was really funny. And really, for 2018, there was a lot of great moments that happened in 2018 for Running Man. From intense moments, scary moments, cool moments, funny moments. But, for me, I think these 5 moments for me were really where I laughed extremely hard. I was super duper into the episode. I was super duper focused on the episode. And I really enjoyed it. So, I hope that you guys can go and watch those 5 episodes. But throughout all that, I think for 2018, like the biggest moment for Running Man, because we're talking about a Running Man mark, right? Is my honorable mention moment, which is in episode 410, which was the Mission Impossible episode. And we totally didn't even know about it. They had this thing under the wraps literally until the week before the episode was going to come out. Then they started allowing all the articles to talk about it. The cast, Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, and Simon Pegg. Yeah, there we go. Simon Pegg. They were coming on the episode, and that was a huge moment in Running Man history, and not just Running Man history, but variety history, guys. Like, you know, it's kind of like how when Ryan Reynolds showed up on Masked Singer for the Korean one for when he showed up. That was huge, man. That was like, wow. This was even bigger because we're talking Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is a freaking legend. And to Jae-suk, Tom Cruise is like the shit action star. So Jae-suk was super duper hyped. And, you know, they got to meet the members. They got to meet those three guys. That was really cool. They actually got to play games with them. Yeah, it sucked that they only got to be with them for only 1 hour. So they had to like really, really progress things. But, you know, for me, after seeing that moment, I really felt like this new cast of Rayman, they're heading in a good direction because they're interacting with the international scene now. So that was really the biggest moment for me, was the Mission Impossible moment of meeting Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, and Simon Pegg. So that's it for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out.